Are you thinking about building your first 3D metal model? Maybe you just finished a build. You feel stuck, wondering, what should I build next? How's it going, everyone? I'm bending metal for fun, and I'm about to help you choose your next build. You might think you could just choose a model based on the difficult ranking on the box, but this can be a bit misleading. Choosing a model just based on how difficult that certain company labels it could get you into a bit of a pickle. It took me some time to learn all these critical steps that you need to consider when picking a model, but I'm about to give you all these steps on day one right now. The very first thing you should be considering is, do you have any experience in building 3D metal models? And if so, what is your skill level? Being honest with yourself right here is going to take you a lot further than, let's say, biting off more than you can chew. If you're brand new to this hobby, then you should stay on the lighter side of things until you're not so wet behind the ears. Now, if you have some experience with building 3D metal models, attempt to rank yourself on the so-called skill tree as accurately as possible. Try not to be one of them people that label yourself as an alpha just because you were able to build the Eiffel Tower by Metal Earth. You're not a badass. You want to pick a model that you're either comfortable with, or maybe it's just a little bit out of your comfort zone. You don't want to pick something that's on God level for, let's say, your third model. I know, sometimes it's almost irresistible. You see a giant, awesome looking pirate ship with 400 pieces and think, "This looks sick, I'm building this." Chances are, if you start heading down this path, you're not going to know your own ass from a hole in the ground. The next thing you need to think about is how much time and money do you have available? Also, how much of this time and money would you like to spend on this hobby? If you have a lot of extra time on your hands, then you might have a few more options than someone that just has a few hours of build time a week. In addition, these models range in price a lot. These prices can range anywhere from around $5 to over $100 depending on the brand and size of the model. You can find cheaper non-name brand models on sites like Temu, AliExpress, and eBay. If you're looking for something a bit more premium, try searching somewhere like Metal Earth's Invatoys, INS Hobby, Tri-M Specialty Products, and even Amazon. eBay also has a good selection of premium name brand models. I'll link all the websites I use to purchase my models in the video description below. Even painted and unpainted models help determine this price. Painted models will cost you a bit more coin, while unpainted typically stay at the lower end. The size of the model and the amount of metal sheets provided will also determine the price. The more metal, the more money. These two factors also play a big role in the build time. The bigger and higher numbered piece models will ultimately take longer to complete. So if you're one of them people with just a few hours of build time a week, one of these larger models could take you months to complete. This is definitely something to consider when choosing your next build. Sometimes certain brands like Piececool will label the build time on the packaging of their models. This isn't always the case. You can usually get a close idea of the build time by considering the difficulty, the amount of pieces, and the size of the model. Moving on, you'll want to consider what brand to go with. Certain brands specialize in certain genres. For example, no other brand comes close to Metal Earth's aviation model line, while Piececool's ships are untouchable. This is, of course, opinionated. Let me know in the comment section your thoughts on which company executes which genre the best. Some companies like Metal Earth have many licensed models. For example, Marvel, Star Wars, and Lockheed Martin, to name a few. But Metal Earth isn't the only company with licensed models. For instance, MU is the top dog when it comes down to anything to do with Transformers. Some of the big name brands include Metal Earth, Piececool, MU, Microworld, Ironstar, and HK Nangyuan. And I probably butchered that last one. So you'll need to pick a genre and a brand. Consider what type of model you would like to build. Humanoid, architecture, aviation, ships, or something else. Decide which brand to go with. You can base this on what company makes the best looking models in that certain genre, the cost, build time, and skill level required. When it comes to model difficulty, there's a few different things to take into account. The first and most obvious is the actual difficult ranking the company gives the model. Next, you want to check the year your model was released. The reason this is so important is some of the older models aren't designed the best. This sometimes makes the older models' pieces fit together clunky. In some cases, the seam lines won't line up, pieces will have gaps, and pieces are more difficult to get into shape. On the other hand, newer designs can have more technical instructions. These companies are getting better and better at creating these models. They are finding new and more skill-demanding ways to fit these pieces together, making the final outcome look extremely better than the old models from the past. While we're talking about the year the model was made, also remember, when the company first started producing models, they didn't have anything to compare the difficulty to. This means some of the older models ranked at a high difficulty may actually not be that difficult. For instance, Metal Earth's Premium Silver Dragon is scaled at a 9 out of 10 on their difficulty rating. This model was released in 2017. Comparing this model with others they've released closer to present day, this model is fairly easy. It's most certainly not a 9 out of 10. In my opinion, it should be around a 6 or a 7 out of 10. Painted and unpainted models can somewhat change the difficulty as well. Painted models can be more difficult in a way, reason being, it's easy to scratch the paint from these metal pieces. With more experience, you'll learn ways around scraping the paint from these pieces. Down in the comment section, leave a comment letting me know what models that you've built you think were the most difficult. The actual dimensions of a model can play a key role in build choice also. The very tiny models can be harder to assemble. With these kits, it can be challenging to keep up with or even see the tiny itty bitty pieces. On the other side of things, with the larger models, it can be difficult to find room for the finished builds. These models can take up more room on your shelf or display cabinet than you might think. If you love metal models like I do, subscribe to my channel for more content. This way, you'll be notified when a new video drops. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you didn't enjoy it, I hope you step in a big steaming pile of dog shit.